Hester Street Fair is actually in a really historical location. Hester Street used to be the site of the largest pushcart market in the country. This is such a rich history of culture and food and selling in an outdoor market. So we say that on our site we're established in 1895, and it's kind of the joke, but it's actually real. The Hester Street Fair, the idea at the heart of it is about getting back to things that are produced by people, selling to people. There's not a big giant delivery truck involved. There isn't a refrigeration freighted car involved. There's not a lot of electricity involved at all, actually. And the whole point was for us in this fast-paced, technology-driven world to create a place where artists could come and actually sell the old-fashioned way. So we are here in the heart of the Lower East Side in New York City, actually just on the other side of Chinatown. And this is Green Market, which is the largest farmers market organization within the city. And we convinced them to come and sell farm fresh produce to the Lower East Side because it's really hard to find local, organic, fresh produce.
The criteria for Green Market is that the farmers all have to be local to New York City, which means within about 250 miles. Every farm has to come in directly. They can sell what they themselves grow or produce. There's no middlemen allowed. So what that means is that it's direct from the farm. You know exactly where it's coming from.
You'll see that nearly all of our vendors are local in New York City. La Neoyorquina is actually a really great example. They do these incredible paletas, which are Mexican popsicles. They have one that's like mango chili and avocado, and they call it like a meal on a stick. And Sigmund Pretzels is also a local pretzel shop. It's an old family recipe. She bakes all this stuff, and they're like pretzels with Gruyere cheese and poppy seed and just like these exotic flavors. Luke's Lobster, it's a family that comes from lobster catching. Every lobster, you can source it to the bay in Maine that it came from.
It's from Dyer's Bay. That's where we're getting it from this month. And it all changes depending where they're catching.
All the sodas are from Maine, the chips are from Maine. It's like a whole Maine thing. A lot of our vendors, this is the first place that they've ever sold and the only place they sell. Melts, you know, this is their first stand and their first time selling.
I really value the quality of my ingredients. I know exactly the street they come from.
They've done amazingly well, so well in fact they're looking to open up an actually brick and mortar ice cream sandwich shop. The Macaroon Parlor is also another great example of young people following their passions and using Hester Street Fair as a launch pad for their own businesses. Simon and Christina. They do macaroons, but they do macaroons with, I think, a New York twist to it. You know, they have Thai chili macaroons and candied bacon with cream cheese macaroons and s'mores, exactly. Was this your first place that you sold, or you've sold before?
No, this is
first place,
this
right?
Is,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This is definitely our first place.
This
Yeah.
gave us our reason to.
It was
to quit my job.
Yeah, hello, hi, Daily Candy. What's up, Macaroon Parlor? What? This is what I wanted to start with the fair, was we really felt like it could be an incubator for a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs. Just because it's really expensive to get storefront in New York City, it doesn't mean that there's a lack of people who have ideas to run their own businesses. And this is a real affordable and practical way to do that.
We hand make everything. These are made from remnants of Dickie pants. So I had a bunch of remnant fabric, so we decided to make some cat toys out of them. So this ones have squeakies in them, and these have organic catnip in them.
What are the dates that you range from in this?
Today goes from about 1850 with this grouping here.
Yeah.
Up to the 1990s with these even piece.
The thing we started out as was a vintage market, and we've expanded to include people making their own things because it's such a huge market for it. I think things like Etsy and even eBay and Craigslist have allowed people to pursue their own sort of passions.
These things are snack sacks, and she makes these. Yep, and sandwich wraps.
It's a Ziploc freezer bag, so it's food safe and you can reuse it, and it's made from a hanky, so it'll dry really fast.
Eco-Exo, he just takes everyday waste items and turns them into things that actually function again. So I guess it's upcycling. This is like an old record that would go in a landfill somewhere, and now it's this really cool party bowl. Everything is very unique, and these are all like made out of old billboard bags and things that would end up in landfills, but you know, have a new life. This is our newest food vendor. It's amazing. It's Korean beef tacos. It's called Paco Taco because the owner's last name is Pak. That would be my brother and my mother. That's my brother. Tell him about the meat and...
The meat we get from Jeffrey's Meat Market on Essex Street. He's like the oldest family-run butcher in New York City, which is about 2 blocks away from here. We have this delicious red cabbage slaw that goes on top of that. And on top of that, we put some kimchi.
Paco Taco is my mom's recipe. My mother came to America to hope that her kids would one day be lawyers and doctors, or have a taco stand. So we flew her in from California to perfect the recipe for our first weekend out. So we've had a very, very good weekend. We sold out yesterday in an hour, and today we made more tacos.
It's a secret recipe.
Secret recipe, Mom? She won't tell even the guy who does the cooking the recipe. The Hester Street Fair is just something that New York has gone so far away from. There used to be flea markets all over New York City, and now I think we're pretty much it as far as like East Side, East Village, downtown.